What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Daily for August 10th, 2022. We are coming back at you after an absolute monster week last week. Turned out to be 14-6, a 10.1 plus U, which is absolutely incredible. I'm Mike Somich. I'm flying solo today. We've got Aaron traveling, Jared's out, Magic's out. So we got a bunch of best bets that I want to get into. Before we do that, let's talk a little bit about Saratoga last weekend. We had a couple monster efforts, one from Life is Good, who was absolutely phenomenal up front. And Golden Pal, I thought, was really impressive. You had a couple people who came back and said he's a good fade next time out. I completely disagree with that one there. If you go back and you watch the race from Golden Pal, it was incredibly impressive what they were able to do to rate the horse for its first time in its career and not even be asked. Irad never touches the horse. He's able to kind of pull away late there. So I love the efforts from both Life is Good and Golden Pal. I'm really interested in them going forward. Now, before we get into the best bets of the day, we got a best bet from Saratoga. We've got two from baseball. I want to talk a little bit about the NFL. We're getting into preseason week number 1. I've got two best bets I'm playing here for the full season team totals. Talked a little bit about them on the Magic Mike show, but wanted to follow it up here on Dudes Who Bet Daily as well. So let's kind of kick it off here, and let's start out talking about the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee, the number 1 seed last year in the AFC, was able to get one home playoff game before getting bounced by Cincinnati. This year, we're coming in. We have a 9.5 team total off a 12-win total last year. What I love about the Tennessee under here is what the front office has done in the offseason. If you go back and you look at the transactions, we've got a lot of one-year deals that they signed. So they are looking to sign players for short-term, high-reward, low-risk deals to make sure they have cap space setting up for the future. On top of that, we get rid of A.J. Brown. It's by far our best weapon. And we let a couple other players go that would have been more expensive for a couple years. And we draft Malik Willis in the 3rd round as well. When you combine all of that, it shows that the Tennessee Titans front office made a smart decision. It's pretty simple. They're in rebuild mode. They realized after last year, when you get everything that goes right, you get a home playoff game, they had no chance winning the AFC, even with everything that was set up there. So now we got Derrick Henry, who's a year older. We got Ryan Tannehill without weapons. We've got a defense that is a little suspect in the secondary, and we have a first-place schedule. I pulled the schedule up here. If you look through it, that stretch from week 9 to week 13 is absolutely brutal. We're at Kansas City versus Denver, at Green Bay versus Cincinnati, at Philadelphia. Those could all be losses. You could see this team sitting at 2-10 or 3-9 through 12 weeks. The team total is sitting at under 9.5. I love the under in this spot. I think you're going to see Malik Willis coming out of that bye. If this team doesn't play well, I think they might start off 0-3. This is just a setup that is there. This is just a team that is set up to fail in this spot. I think you're going to see an awful year from the Tennessee Titans, especially with Jacksonville getting better. Indianapolis, Matt Ryan, much better than Carson Wentz last year. So I like how everyone else in the division outside of Houston is stepping forward. And this schedule is just tough for Tennessee. So give me the Tennessee Titans under 9.5. You can also get them to miss the playoffs at -110. I think both of those are solid bets right now. All right, we're going to jump over to one other team here. I'm going to go to the over here for the Giants at 6.5. And this is two main reasons, right? So first off, let's talk a little bit about the NFC and specifically their division here in the NFC North. So you've got the Dallas Cowboys, who went 12-5 last year, won the division. They had 34 turnovers that they created last year. They had 11 interceptions for Trayvon Diggs alone. That is not sustainable. They had one of the luckiest seasons in recent history on the defensive side of the ball. They lose Gregory. They can't sustain that same defensive side. I think they regress. On top of that, you have Amari Cooper out. So now you have to trust CeeDee Lamb as number 1. Gallup, the number 2 wide receiver, is going to miss some games. So you've got injury sides on the offensive side of the ball, injury issues on the offensive side of the ball before the season even starts. You've got a defense that's planning on regressing. So I think you're going to see Dallas come back to the pack a little bit. Let's look at the other two teams in the division, the Washington Redskins. I got no interest in Carson Wentz being a quarterback of a team that I am betting on. So I'm going to completely fade the Redskins. And then you go to the Philadelphia Eagles. Love the A.J. Brown signing. But let's be honest, their issue last year was not the wide receivers. That wasn't the problem. Jalen Hurts is not a quarterback that I want to rely on. He wasn't that good at Oklahoma. His stats were amazing, but overall, he wasn't that great. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Giants over 6.5 for the season. And I love the division price at plus 750 to win the division as well. So I think they have an outside shot to win the division in that spot as well. So those are the two NFL bets I'm going to throw out at you. I'm going to take the Titans under 9.5 for the season. I'm going to take the Giants over 6.5 for the season. Now, let's jump into the best bets for the day. And it looks like we've got a guest joining us here. So we're going to add Papa Dude into the stream here. Papa Dude, how's it going? Where are you at?
I don't have to.
Oh,
my internet connection is terrible.
There's Papa Dude. Oh, and he's gone. All right, so we're going to keep rolling along. So let's hop into the best bets of the day. So yeah, no, I don't trust CeeDee Lamb as a number one. If you go back and you look at his efficiency numbers, he was not that efficient last year. They're actually Dalton Schultz was their most efficient offensive weapon last year, which is just not that good. So no, I don't trust CeeDee Lamb as a number one, especially with everything else that's going on in that offense. Also not a huge Mike McCarthy fan either. So I think the Dallas Cowboys are coming back to the pack a little bit. All right, so we're going to jump into the best bets of the day here. We've got quite a few of them. Let's start out with Aaron's best bet. He's taking the Baltimore Orioles plus 122. Look, yeah, he does look like he's coming in from a Jimmy Buffett concert. I don't know where he is. Maybe we're at Papa Dude. Are we at the beach? Where are we here?
Yes, we're at the beach. And I tell you why I popped on, Mike. I tell you why I popped on. Okay? I just came from the pool, and I was talking to this dude who's about 150 years old. And so anyway, we were talking, and I told him that I work, if you want to call what I do, work with you guys. And so he said, what is it? And I said, racingdudes.com. He goes, oh my God, that's the best horse racing site there is. And he said, I look at it every single day. Well, come to find out, this guy is a huge gambler. And you can't believe everything a guy says, of course. But he says, I've never worked a day in my life. He said, I'm a gambler. I'm a professional gambler. And he goes, I absolutely love Racing Dudes. So I had to come on and promote that. That was just something I thought I had to say.
That's
all I got.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty awesome. Like, being in Saratoga for the last month and having so many people come up to me and talk about what we're done and what we're doing and how excited they are talking about Dudes Bet Daily, loving seeing this show on every day for best bets and kind of previewing Saratoga and Del Mar. It's been awesome to see just the inflow of support. I know Jason had an absolute blast with Aaron on Whitney Day after the big score there as well. So it's been really cool to kind of see the outpour in the last 3 weeks that have come out to us.
Well, it's just shocking. I was just sitting down there and we were just BSing, and then, I told him I was retired, blah, blah, blah. And I was doing a little bit of this, and Sandy got to talk. My wife can talk to anybody. And we got to talking, and I said that my son's in horse racing, blah, blah. He goes, oh my God, don't even get me started on that horse racing. I said, yeah, you got racingdudes.com. He goes, that's the best one there is. He goes, I look at it every day. So, but he's too cheap to buy a subscription, to subscribe.
Got to get those guides, man. After that Whitney guide, I think that pays for your next 6 years of guides or so. So it's never a bad investment on that front.
That's right. So anyway, I just wanted to come on and say hi because I haven't been on in a while. I
got a quick question for you, actually, while you're here.
Go for
one
it.
One of my team totals that I like is the Giants over 6.5. And one of the main reasons I like it, I mean, first off, Brian Dable coming to the Giants should drastically improve that offense compared to the trash coaching staffs that they've had the last couple of years. I also have absolutely no faith in Jalen Hurts. You're wearing that Oklahoma hat. Look,
right.
He got to New York to win the Heisman. He was a great college quarterback. The guy's not actually that good at throwing the football, though, is he?
Not really. I think he overachieved last year, and I think they took advantage of a very, very weak division. It's funny you bring that up. I just finished reading about the Giants and doing some research. I'm pretty high on the Giants. I like some of the stuff they've done. They've done some things to try to help their young quarterback out, who I like better than most people do. I'm assuming you do too. The division is weak. They were in games last year. Their offensive line has improved. They took a lot of measures to do that. I like the Buffalo connection that's come in there. I like that bet a lot. I don't see why they can't win 7 games.
Yeah, I think first off, Brian Dable compared to Jason Garrett from an offensive play calling standpoint is night and day. If you look what Gable did with Josh Allen in Buffalo, I think that is just a monster step forward just from an offensive coaching style. People forget they had a lot of injury troubles last year. They have Galloway, who was very good in Detroit, who was out most of last year. He's going to be back on the wide receiving core. Yeah. Saquon Barkley's in a contract year. They added 2 offensive linemen, as you mentioned. They don't need to really improve that much. And Dallas had one of the luckiest years in NFL history last year with the number of turnovers. They had the number 2 defense in the NFL from an adjusted defense number, but they were like the 16th best in the season. So it's crazy how much turnovers mask the inefficiencies they had on defense as well. So it's just a division that I don't love. I don't like Carson Wentz. I don't like Jalen Hurts. I think Dallas regresses. You can get plus 750 for the Giants to win this division.
I think it's a great bet. And you're right. I think Dallas is going to go down a little bit. I mean, they didn't improve themselves at all in the offseason. They got a ton of pressure on them. I haven't really looked at the schedules a whole lot yet. That'll be the next thing I'm going to do when I get home. But I don't like Washington at all. Not a bit. I just don't like them. And the Giants, if they can beat the Eagles twice, and if they can beat Washington twice, they're there. I mean, they only got to get 3 more, and they may beat Dallas in New York. They might. So, and they probably got a couple of clunkers in there they can win. So, this is a big year for Hurts with the Eagles. If he plays well, keep him, I think. If they don't, then they're going to go in another direction, probably more than likely.
The Giants have a fourth place schedule, which doesn't hurt. And then they also have the NFC North, which means they get Chicago, Minnesota, and Detroit. And they have the AFC South, which means they get Indianapolis, Jacksonville, and Houston. So, I'm not sure where these, how 6.5 doesn't happen. It's shocking to me.
No, they don't have to be very good to win 7 games. They really don't.
I love this one. You can get an adjusted number. So some books have it listed at 7.5 and it's plus money for the over. Some have listed at 6.5 and it's minus money for the over. I don't even mind 7.5 or even an 8.5 total in a couple cases. I think you end up seeing 9 or 10 wins from this Giants team. I think
you could. Yeah, they could be a surprise team, no doubt about it. That's really fun. I just read about them. I just read it last night. So
I'm high on them. We'll see how this goes, man. The Giants have won no more than 5 games any of the last 5 years. So maybe I'm rolling the dice a little bit here, but I really do think the coaching staff changed. I mean, it was Joe Judge 2 years ago. I can't even remember the guy's name last year. Garrett was the offensive play caller the last 2 years. This is a huge upgrade. Brian Dable, if you don't know him, find out about him. He is the reason Buffalo is so good. He implemented play action and motion in that Buffalo offense, which helped Josh Allen exponentially. I think you're going to see the same from Daniel Jones this year.
I agree.
All right, let's jump into the best bets real quick. I'm going to start out with Aaron's here. Did a little research on this one after he threw it up. I actually really like this. So Jose Barrios is starting for the Tampa Bay Blue Jays, who are facing the Baltimore Orioles today. Jose Barrios, not good on the road. He's got a 7.5 road ERA this year, 2-4 on the road. So you're getting a bad pitcher on the Blue Jays side on the road versus a pretty good pitcher on the Baltimore Orioles side here. And you're getting plus 122 here. So I like this play here on the Orioles catching some positive money.
Yep, almost with that myself. Baltimore's playing pretty well. So I like that bet as well. I think Aaron likes the Orioles. He's won a couple times on them. So staying with them.
It's been a good team to be on a run with. They have in the last 30 days went from a team that no one was talking about to a team that is a legit wild card contender here. Dean Cramer taking the mound today. Dean Cramer has 2 bad outings. They were at the end of July. You take those 2 out, he's got a sub-3 ERA. So I love the fact that you're getting plus money here. I think that's an absolute steal. Papa Dude, you're going to go to the AL as well. Tell us a little about the White Sox.
Well, I've got to be honest here. I didn't research it a lot. I'm at the beach. So I like the pitching matchup, though, today. I think they split the doubleheader last night with the Royals. I don't think the Royals they're playing better. It's a little bit of a risky bet, but I like the White Sox pitcher a lot in this one. Not too fond of the Royals. So I'm going to stick with the White Sox to win and sort of stay in the hunt in the Central Division.
Yeah, I mean, Cueto's pitching for the White Sox, got a sub-3 ERA. On the other side of the mound, you got on the other side of the ball, you got Bubic pitching for Kansas City, who is 2-6 with a 5.27 ERA. The Royals 21 games under 500. White Sox 2 games over. So you got the better team, the better pitcher, and you're not laying that much juice. So hopefully the White Sox can get it done for us.
Yep.
Before I jump into my best bet over at Saratoga, Papa Dude, did you realize all 5 of us profitable last week? All 5 of the dudes who gave out bets, and we went 14-6 for a 10 plus 10.1 unit week.
That's right, and we don't pick easy ones. We don't pick sure things in horse racing if there is such a thing, and we don't pick big time winners in baseball. We go for the money, don't we? I think I had a couple of underdogs on there last week, and Yeah, it was a good week for us. Let's keep it up.
Jared gave out a 3-to-1 or 3.3-to-1 double. I had a 2-to-5 winner or 5-to-2 winner, so that definitely doesn't hurt either.
Yeah.
All right, let's head over to Saratoga here. I know we got a lot of horse racing fans watching. It's a fun day over there. We've got a couple nice 2-year-old races, but I'm going to go to race 4 for my best bet here. I'm going to go to the 5-horse Syllabus, currently sitting on the board at 3-to-1. This is one of those levels. This is a $62,000 non-winners of 2 allowance. It's also an optional claimer. This is the spot where I'm facing 2 horses that I don't really trust. Montauk Daddy, the 1 horse, claimed by Noda, took a step forward 2 in a row, was able to go gate to wire. I just don't think this horse is all that good. You've got the 3-horse Mexican Wonder Boy, who was claimed by Safi a couple back after being claimed out of his race 3 back as well. Also wants to go to the lead. And then you also have the 4-horse Prime Factor from Sherry DeVoe. Saez is up. You've got a 3-way battle for up front. It's going to set up for Syllabus extremely well. He looks like he's a speed horse, and he is. He's got a 106 early time form rating, but he's coming out of races that are 1 mile and 7 furlongs long. He's going to be the most fit horse coming into this spot. You've got 3 horses that want the front. Syllabus is going to sit right behind him and be able to pounce. I think anywhere near 3-to-1 is a great price for a horse that's going to get a perfect setup.
All right, you're the best at Saratoga, man.
Well, hopefully we can keep it hot here. We have, like I said, we've been absolutely on fire to kind of kick off for last week. We're now plus 15.2 units 5 weeks into this little experiment. That is not too shabby at all. So hopefully we can keep it rolling. Let's take a peek. Take a look at the picks real quick. Papa Dude going to the White Sox, minus 130. Aaron playing the O's, plus 122. I'm going to Saratoga, race number 4, horse number 5, 3-to-1 on the morning line. Hopefully we can get a nice price there and kick off this week in style. Papa Dude, any parting comments for us?
Nope, I'm heading back to the beach, buddy.
All right, man. Sun's out, guns out. Don't get burned.
Okay, I won't. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it, everybody. Have a good one. Good luck this week. We'll see you tomorrow at noon for more Best Bets.